This is what I already mentioned. Bago lang, no? Ang role ni teacher is to ensure nga yang gi-design nga IBL activities or inquiry-based learning activities aligned sa age, aligned sa capacity, and sa prior knowledge ha, estudyante. Okay? And ang estudyante mismo, when they partake in the IBL or inquiry-based learning activities, it must require meaning from experience. Okay, most especially if some of those questions, no, open-ended question, manggod na siya kung mag like KWL chart ta, or mag inquiry-based learning ta, it's an open-end question, no? So, yung gitag open-ended question, dili siya ingon nga answerable ba yes or no, no answerable ba siya sa kanang a certain like answer lang siya nga kuan nga strongly agree, strongly disagree. Open-ended gani means it's limitless, no? And it depends on the lived experiences of your participants or your students, no? So for example, if you ask them something that they know little about, okay, like you ask them about like stock exchange, or you ask them about complex things nga mostly adults encounter, wala siya kay makuha no masolicit nga answers from them, 'di ba? Because they cannot relate. So make sure it's relatable, okay? It's aligned to their prior knowledge and capacity. And then content and learning materials na ay available, no content and learning materials, so that kung ikaw na gani no mo execute ka na nga activity imo nang ipa comply sa ilaha, mag-IBL activity ta. Okay, and then these are the instructions. On their end, when they're going to look for solutions or answers to the big question that you are providing, or ipa-complete mo sila sa KWL chart, naa sila makuhaan nga resources, na ay available nga learning materials, na ay available nga resources. The process is also doable. You have to do that. You have to remember this one, no? So, the process is like doable siya, attainable siya, there are sufficient materials, no? Sa research man gani, no, advisable gani when you pursue topics, if it's not, let's say, qualitative, no, if it's only quantitative, mas maayo pa jud if daghag mga resources or references about your topic online, no, like sa Google Classroom, because it would not be easy if you have like a topic nga few pa lang ang research about ana nga topic. So how can you add sa imong review of related literature? How can you integrate citations in your introduction if you cannot find any relevance of your topic sa imong nga study sa body of knowledge, di ba? So maglisod naman gani ta ang aspect no sa research pa gani na nga dapat na ample resources or references online related to your topic. Okay? So kung ikaw magpa-convo kanila og activity, dapat na pa available resources online. And if you're going to ask them something, naa siya makuha nga information online. So strategy of reactions and behavior, and even course outcomes. So it has to be aligned with course outcomes, with our curriculum guide. When we do activities, dapat na dili siya meaningless, dapat na siya alignment not only with the curriculum guide but also with the subject in general, with the topic in general. Okay, para at least dili maput to waste ang energy, ang time, ang effort sa mga bata, and yet the activity has no relevance, no, or the activity does not bring like meaningful content para sa mga bata. Ay, sorry, balik ako. Okay, so next is the role of technology. So, supported technology, so daghan kay na siya, it provides unfiltered platforms for mining information. So, it has become the most sought out source of information. Karon naa na siya sa AI, no? Ang nakayot ni AI is you don't have to filter everything. You just have to find the right keywords for the search prompts, no, nga sakto ang information mahatag sa imuha. And then on nakayot with AI is that you can even have the option or to tell them, no, or to instruct their sa imong command nga ipa-simplify, mahatag siya gud example, so it's easy to attain information. Ang nakakuha lang sa unang panahon sa World Wide Web is you have to read everything, you have to like do skimming and scanning, no, but instead of like going to the library and flip pages, naa na siya sa imong computer. Ang imo lang is pagpangita lang jud. So, muna to sa unang panahon, wala kay AI. But with the integration of AI, dali na lang kaayo, no? Just one click of your finger or a click of a button, no? Dali ra kaayo makakitag information. You can even, like, simplify, no? In fact, most of my questions come from, like, ang mga answers and I come come from AI, like travel preparations, for example, or if this medication is safe, no, which is weird because I trust the AI, not too much man po, no, pero muas ra po ko niya, no, kay usahay ang ubang mga articles sa websites, they're beating around the bush. You have to read the entire article for you to come up with the actual answer at the bottom of the article, no, if you're going to read it from Google. Pero kung naka sa AI, they actually go straight to the point dayon. And if you want like legitimate sources, they can provide you with actual sources asa na siya nga information gikuha. Okay, so it's easy for students to answer like inquiries, no. Like for example, one activity namo sa akong mga estudyante is to discover the difference between um competencies and job title in the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Agreement. And then unsa ang mga qualifications dito in the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Agreement nga dili ma-replicate by AI. So that itself is an inquiry-based learning activity, no? Because I've given them a question or a topic that is integrated around sa ako ang gi-discuss bago lang, and then as a bring home activity naghatag ko ng big question, okay, na unsa difference sa job title ug sa qualifications which is stated sa ASEAN MRATP or the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Agreement for Tourism Professional. And then try to look at the different competencies asa man dira ang feeling nyo nga dili siya ma-replicate by AI, and justify your answer. That's an example of inquiry-based learning, no? Because syempre in that sense, I'm giving them a big question and it's up to them to look for information, and then i-report na nila, i-present nila during the class. So dili na ko matawag feedback and all. So dili na siya barrier ang pagpangita, no, ang inquiry-based learning sa pagpangitang information, because we have the internet. There are also free educational websites. AI is one example, no. You just have to provide the right prompts and then simplify it para mas masabtan pa siya ninyo. So AI will not replace no, like actual teachers. They will help assist in learning. Just make sure lang nga it will be utilized moderately. Again, every time that we talk to our students, we often tell them, yes, you are allowed to integrate AI or to ask AI for almost anything. Just don't forget now, once you read the responses of the AI, you know, ang gatag sa AI sa inyo ha, you have to understand it, no. Para sa naihatag abis AI, sabton siya nako na siya, kay at the end of the day, lugi ra japon ko if copy paste lang ko blindly, no. So I read it thoroughly, and then the more I'm able na to understand, diba? So para sa there was one sector in the Dolly handbook nga I was really curious about it, no, because it was written in a way nga it's like balaod na siya ba niya na siya sa labor code, and I want to clarify it para di ko masayo pong explain. So I asked the chat GPT to simplify it for me to provide examples, and it was easy for me to understand. But it doesn't mean I will be reading the definition of that word for word sa ako nga class, no. Bali ako ra siyang gibasa ang iyang explanation on like income taxes, no, or iyang description about the barangay micro businesses, no. So ako ra siyang gi-internalize, gisabot ra nako siya, and then ako na bahala interpret or discuss ana pag-abot sa akong mga estudyante once we discuss the topic. So ana ra na siya. We encourage our students to use technology, but they have to use it in a moderate way. So how will you be able to apply inquiry-based learning in your field of specialization? So first, you try to read the curriculum guide and identify in the curriculum guide kasi mga certain competencies nga pwede nimo mahimuan for inquiry-based learning. Okay, next, identify the competencies or learning competencies in the chosen curriculum guide na suited sa IBL, inquiry-based learning, and then try to determine what type of inquiry will you be using. Will you be using structured? Will you be using controlled? Will you be using the more freedom, no, to answer or to look for topics and then to find answers to those topics nga lang gipili. So once they have selected already, no, once for example, once you have already read the curriculum, you have selected what type of inquiry based learning ang imuhang i-implement, no, or ang imuhang buhaton, like you've decided na nga ato ka sa structured type of inquiry. So dira na ka mo ask og mo sulat og mga core questions and competencies. Okay? Usually you can ask this one. It could be like in the very beginning of your lesson, like sa motivation. Pwede po siya ninyo i-discuss na in the midst of your discussion or pwede at the very end. Okay? Basta mo hatag lang mo na pwede mo ganing assignment no, like sa ko gina-assignment man ako mga nga big questions. And then in the next meeting, the students will have to share their answers. Ayan ra. So, mostly, mas common jud ni inquiry-based learning ang asking questions. Okay? Ang problem-based learning, tagaan ka og problema, ikaw mangitag solusyon pod, no? Okay, so I'll show you one video. This is on inquiry-based learning. For those who are a fan of Harry Potter or Potterhead like me, no? So one of the examples in this video is si Dolores Umbridge, no? So she has applied a different approach. Dili siya inquiry-based learning, more like a structured type of a structured type of learning wherein there she is not letting the students no discover things for their own nga ano learning. Murag more on gahatag ra si teacher ga feed ra siya og information sa mga estudyante and siya magbuot unsay topic nga itudlo. Okay, so that's not inquiry based. Ang inquiry based is you give out the question and then the students will try to find out the answer. Okay, like for example no, kaya nga ang butog yung anin mo talay kasi mga estudyante, why do you think nga naay chemical reaction when we combined these two chemicals together? Walay makatubag, mayroon ka. Okay. That's why for your assignment, for your assignment, I want you to find out what could be the main contributing factor out of all the ingredients that we place in the vial. What could be the contributing factor nga naing ani nga chemical reaction ning explode siya and change color. Okay? You could look for sources online. You could ask ChatGPT, out of all the 5 ingredients that you place in the vial, which of them made a chemical reaction nga nag-change color or combine sa other chemical or ni-explode siya. And then provide a explanation. No? I-contextualize ninyo. Ngayon naabot sa ing anak. Okay, that's inquiry-based learning. Okay, marag you keep your students curious. Dili lang ingon nga, feed ka. Ga-feed lang jud kasi yung mga estudyante. Okay, so please let me know if nakita na ang marag video sa YouTube nga kung gi-share, and then I'll be playing an audio. If dili gani mo work ang audio, also let me know.
Nakita na siya, ma'am.
Okay.
In the Order of the Phoenix, the 5th of the Harry Potter series, Dolores Umbridge takes over as the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher and instantly
Okay, wait lang for a while ha. I'll reshare the tab.
In the Order of the Phoenix, the 5th of the Harry Potter series, Dolores Umbridge takes over as the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher and instantly transforms the classroom into this textbook-based, standardized, test-focused classroom. And Harry questions whether this will prepare them for fighting against Voldemort, he who must not be named. And that's when Umbridge punishes him. And he ends up forming his own school within a school called Dumbledore's Army. Now, Dumbledore's Army is purely inquiry-based. While Harry is the teacher, he is mostly the guide on the side, empowering students to ask questions and find the answers themselves. They rely on each other and on various spell books to solve problems and answer their questions. It is a space of experimentation. And while the process might seem messy compared to Umbridge's standardized approach, the students learn at a rapid pace because they aren't wasting their time repeating what they already know. This is an example of inquiry-based learning, although since it takes place in the UK, it's probably inquiry-based learning. I don't really know. Inquiry-based learning has existed for thousands of years. Both Socrates and Confucius used variations on their own inquiry-based format. It's a critical component to the scientific method of the early Enlightenment, and it was a core idea of both Dewey and Montessori's ideas around student-centered learning. Padaste shares a model of the 4 phases of inquiry. It starts with orientation, which is often a form of discussion. It's where they become aware of the key idea. And from there, it moves into conceptualization, where students generate questions and they define a hypothesis. This leads to an investigation phase, where students explore, experiment, and interpret data, often in a way that's flexible and dynamic. It can even seem kind of cyclical. And then finally, they move into a conclusion. Heather Banshee and Randy Bell defined 4 different types of inquiry that you can view on sort of a spectrum from teacher-centered / structured into learner-centered / open. Level 1 is confirmation inquiry, where the teacher teaches the concepts, creates the questions, and models the process for students. They basically just kind of go along with it to learn about the process. Level 2 is structured inquiry, where the teacher creates the initial set of questions and kind of shares the procedures, but then the students walk through the rest of the inquiry process by collecting and analyzing the data and drawing their own conclusions. Level 3 is guided inquiry, and this is sort of the beginning of what we typically think of as inquiry. This is where the teacher provides the initial research question or questions, but students own the research process and the experimentation. And then level 4 is open inquiry or true inquiry. Here's where students formulate their own questions, design their experiments or their research, and collect their own data or facts that they then share in their findings. Here are a few places where you as a teacher can start with inquiry-based learning. In a language arts or social studies class, you can do a Wonder Day or Wonder Week project where students develop their own questions and move through the inquiry process on their own. You can also do a Genius Hour project where students not only ask their own questions, but design their own product as well. In math, you could have students explore a concept and develop their own problems, which is one of the things I love about the What Can You Do With This process of Dan Meyer. And in science, you could do something like a science fair project or a Mythbuster style approach to testing an urban legend. The key idea, though, is this. If we want students to own their learning, if we want them to remain curious, if we want classrooms to be bastions of curiosity and wonder, well, then we need to have something like inquiry-based learning in place so that they learn how to ask great questions, find the answers, and share their results with their peers.
Based on the very well made video with contemporary na example with Harry Potter, no, I think inquiry based is more on student centered, and it allows students to really discover in depth knowledge without the teacher restricting their curiosity, while ang katong ka Umbridge is very restricting siya and teacher centered.
Okay, so ma'am, according to the video, yeah, I agree with the Jenny Lee. I agree that the student centered. So we give the students question and it's answered its answers and method of reaching. Our goal is to give and to build investigation and critical thinking to the students in learning how specific methods. So maoro to kung nabantayan sa video, ma'am. Student-centered gid siya.
Okay, thank you so much, Phil. Thank you so much, Jenny. So let's now proceed to um, problem-based learning. Although, taas siya akong presentation sa problem-based learning, no? Kung sa itong maabtan, this is another video. Instead of inquiry-based learning, sa last na ko ang video gipakita, this one is pinakauna. So at least you will have a bit of an idea what it is. Okay, basta niya maputol matong discussion, no? And then, afterwards, if you still have time, you will compare it. I'll give an example, what's the difference inquiry and what's the difference between problem-based learning. Okay, so we will... Same guy raman drop mo naghimo sa video, but this one is a different one.
Problem-based learning in less than 5 minutes. I promise.
Okay, let me just...
In the 1980s, somebody decided that haircuts were way too messy. So they combined the hair trimmer and the vacuum cleaner, and we ended up with the Flowbee. And I remember begging my parents for a Flowbee, and they said no because they thought I would use it on the dog, and they were probably right. But the idea there is pretty clear, that you can solve problems in unique ways. And that's the core idea of problem-based learning. Number one, the need for problem-based learning. School exists in a one-size-fits-all factory model where students are expected to passively consume content. But here's the thing, kids aren't widgets, and one-size-fits-all is great for socks but lousy for minds. Kids need to dream and wonder and imagine. They need to design and build and tinker, and they need to think critically and solve complex problems. For years, the model has involved going to school, being compliant, getting into college, and then climbing the corporate ladder. But the ladder is now a maze, and our students need to know how to navigate the complexity of a global society. In other words, students need to be empowered to solve real-world problems. And that's why we have problem-based learning. Number two, the history of problem-based learning. Problem-based learning began at Case Western University in the 1950s, although it wasn't called that at the time. And the goal was to provide real-world problems for medical students to solve. It soon spread to other medical schools and eventually made its way into business, law, engineering, and education. And by the 1960s, you could find elements of problem-based learning within the new social studies framework of Macialis and Cox, as well as Herbert Thielen's group investigation model. Problem-based learning fits well within the social family of education because of the emphasis on real-world problems and human systems. It's not surprising that many of the problem-based learning theorists cite John Dewey's notion of democratic education, as well as Paulo Freire's concept of critical pedagogy. In other words, kids need to be engaged with solving problems within their world. And here's the description of problem-based learning. There are 4 different phases. Number 1, you present or identify the problem. In some cases, the teacher decides on the problem. In other cases, individual students or the entire classroom community presents the initial problem. Phase number 2, they develop a plan for solving the problem. Here, students work collaboratively in this phase where they figure out what they will do in order to solve the problem. In some cases, it's a really small plan of action, but sometimes they might engage in research, brainstorming, and ideation. And in a few cases, they might even decide to build a product. The next phase is the implementation of the plan. In this phase, students test out their plan to see if they can solve the problem. And then finally, they move to the last phase where they evaluate the implementation. Here, students analyze the results and they also reflect on the process. Now, here's the ideal context for problem-based learning. Problem-based learning works best when students solve authentic real-world problems. Math teacher Dan Meyer warns against solving problems that contain pseudo-context, where students solve problems that don't actually reflect the way the world exists. So it's important that the problems feel real to the students. In social studies, students might broker peace in a war simulation. In math, they might determine the most efficient route for a trip. In language arts, they might figure out if a novel should be adapted into a movie. And in science, they might do a science fair project. But the key idea here is that it is not project-based learning, it's problem-based. And that's because you don't have to design a product. You're simply solving a problem. Ideally, students will solve problems that actually exist in their own world. And here's where the technology comes in. Our devices have a slew of apps that once required additional time and resources. And the problem-based learning provides a model that taps into both the connective and creative capacity of technology so that students can access the tools and the information to solve these real-world problems. So that is basically problem-based learning in less than 5 minutes.
Okay, so that was problem-based learning. Okay, looking back at the inquiry-based learning discussion as well as the video, and then with the new video with problem-based learning, what do you think is the difference? No, although they are similar when it comes to like again, no, it's the students looking for solutions to certain problems or questions. But what do you think is the huge difference between the two? Yes, Mary Chris.
I feel like the huge difference between the two, ma'am, is that ang problem-based learning is focused siya more on real-world problems nga imuhang need i-solve, unlike sa inquiry-based learning nga ano lang kanang like dili siya focus sa real-world man ba, like more on sa school ra gyud siya, or I mean more on kanang own kuan ra gyud sa bata man ba nga kanang kuan bitaw niya, unlike sa kuan gyud kanang problem based.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Mary Chris. So, for example, if you are asked to make an investigatory project, but dili lang siya for compliance lang sa inyong subject, like you are required by the teacher to present it to the barangay hall and then to actually implement it in your barangay based on the findings of your investigatory project. Does it now fall sa inquiry or sa problem-based learning?
Problem based na guro,
Problem-based na siya
ma'am.
because there's already application or integration na sa actual practical solutions. Kung kutob ra siya nga mangutana abi si teacher nga, why do you think nga kanang naay flooding diri sa ato ang kuan, naay flooding diri sa ato ang what they call this, naay flooding diri sa ato ang barangay nya, mo investigate ra ang mga bata, they do research and then they just look on it, no, mulantaw ra sila dira, then mo ingon mo report sa teacher nga ay ga flooding man siya ma'am kay tungod ko ano daghan kay basura, or for example na ay mga wala na cut dito nga mga kuan no, mga grass or unsa no nga kanang naka-block abi sa katong drainage system. Unya wala siya solution nga gi-provide, murag more on answer lang siya sa katong nga question ni teacher. Dili na siya mo fall sa inquiry based, no, wala siya gapa investigatory project, wala integration of applications sa real world solutions. So mo na siya may mag-inquiry based if you're just merely going to find answers to a certain question. So before, no, ang gatuo ko nga ang inquiry based learning is looking for solutions to certain problems. Well, in fact, yes it is, no, pero kanang kung more pa jud nga naay kanang murag improvement sa community, naa siya integration sa community, makasolve jud siya og kanang naay mga real world application jud siya, dili na mo fall ang problem based learning. So ang difference nila, for example, sa inquiry based learning mo ingon abi ang science teacher nga ngano ang uban nga objects kay nag-float niya, ang uban kay nag-sink. Mupangutanan ng mga estudyante or katong sa experiment diba nga ngano ang kaning chemicals when we combine them together with other 5 ingredients pod, why do they explode? Why is it nga naay chemical reaction nga na nag-change ang iyang color? So ang estudyante, they will investigate, they will do research, no, they will conduct also their own experiments in order to find an answer to that question. Why do you think nga naay chemical reaction when we combine all of these ingredients and chemicals together? That's inquiry based. But if ang scenario abi like ang problem or ang case study mo nga na si teacher or hatag siya investigator project, okay, ang kani siya nga tawo nag-face siya og water pollution, how can we solve it? Okay, so you're not only going to find out the cause of why na ay water pollution, but you're also going to look for ways on how to solve that water pollution. Okay, so mao na siya ang naka-difference silang duha. So for example, kung ang focus ni inquiry-based learning is asking questions and exploring answers, si problem-based is solving real-world problems. Okay? So, muna siya katong sa investigatory project. Pwede man siya, it goes 2 ways, no? Either you do an investigatory project and you will just report the findings, why things happen. There is no application of real-world solutions, just a report why things happen. Why is it nga naing-ani naabot sa ing-ani, no? O giunsa ni siya nga naabot sa ing-ani nga kind of sitwasyon. That's inquiry based. Or if you could do an investigatory project, but at the end of the investigatory project there is an action plan. There's an action plan na ay timetable kung pila siya ka months ninyo i-integrate ka na nga solution, who are the people involved, what type of action ang inyong i-implement, pila ang potential budget nga magasto in order to solve this problem, then that is already problem-based learning. Okay? Say approach niya, both are actually student-driven, no? Kay you are allowing the students to do research, diba? You're allowing them to do research, you're allowing them to explore and find solutions. The only difference lang is research for answers, C inquiry-based, while C project-based, problem-based learning is solving problems and finding solutions, and you apply those solutions. Dili lang ingon nga kutob lang siya sa reporting, kundi there is real-life application. Unsay mga kuan, ang mga capstone projects could be one example. Pero mahulog gud siya sa project-based pud siya good. Mahulog siya both sa project-based, mahulog pud siya sa inquiry-based kay nag-research ka if ang moringa ba is a good replacement or pwede siya mahimong active ingredient sa kaninga kind of product. Ang moringa, for example, and then that's researching, no? Trying to answer that kind of question, is moringa a good ingredient for this kind of product? And then maghimo pa jud ka ana og kanang prototype like soap or unsa, no, or like capsules. That's already project based, nag-design na ka og product. Okay, plus imo pa jud siyang gipa test, no, sa imong mga kuan participants to see if na by improvement, and then eventually it can help solve pod sa ilaha nga kuan nga issues with like diabetes baron, or for example silang health problems. That could also be an example of problem based, di ba? So more all in one siya, depende na sa approach pod og sa limits or sa scope nga gihatag ni teacher. And then again, no, ang approach ana is questioning and research naman si inquiry based, while si problem based is again student driven siya but with application na of real world solutions or real life solutions. Ang teacher's role sa inquiry based, facilitator, no? Actually, facilitator mas nanduha. Facilitator sila sa inquiry o sa problem based, and then exploration lang more si inquiry, while si problem based is kuan siya, problem solving, no? So facilitator siya and then help po siya with the problem solving, but dili tanan, no, si teacher mo take over sa project, igo ra siya mo monitor, mo lantaw if wala ba yung mga certain risk when the students will, you know, look for solutions to certain problems, kung dili ba siya ingon nga mo put at harm pod kung mga bata mo laag sa gas mo agto sa gawas para mo visit sa site. Okay, kay kinahanglan pod nila na siya for like in order for them to come up with like a solution, di ba? And then the outcome, deeper understanding of concepts sa inquiry, mas na sila new information nga nabalaan kay okay, nakabala na di may why things happened, or ano na yung ani nga chemical reaction, or why things float, because we did an experiment, we did a research why these happened. unlike sa outcome sa problem based is practical ang solution, and at the same time mahon ang critical thinking skills pod sa estudyante because sila mismo ang mangitag solusyon. Okay, nani siya ang mga existing problem sa kaning nga lugar, how do we solve it and how do we make sure we sustain it. Kay dili mo na siya band-aid solution lang nga kadali ra nimo na siya tagaan lugkuan. Like for example, no, when we do outreach programs, that's a band-aid solution, but how do we sustain it, how do we make sure nga magpabilin siya, no, nga dili ingon nga kausalang na siya matabo, wala na dayoy dili siya sustainable nga after pila ka bulan, after pila ka tuig mawala na pod ang ilahang kuan dito, no. So either for example we provide them with livelihood seminar, and then tagaan nato sila og materials for startup, and then once nga na sila startup they can start their own business, and then once nga they will do it right, no, and then once nga kanang nagkuan pod sila, oh, eventually they will have their own business na. Okay, and then ma-improve ang ilahang way of life. Okay, so dili na matagaag ayuda. Ingana unta tong gobyerno, no? Dili unta ayuda culture. Nagranta, no? Dili unta ayuda culture, no? Kana taning hatagtag mga livelihood programs, or we teach our kanang mga naa sa far-flung areas, no? Kana pong mga mga discussions on birth controls, di ba, kay parties di daghan kay mga bata, no? Ingana nga kind of approach ba wherein our students our constituents, for example, no, ang mga tao tudluan sila saan na mag-start og negosyo, tagaan sila og capital para mag-start sa negosyo, dili ingon nga magsalig ra sa gobyerno, or even sa mga kanang nasa mga areas nga wherein wala sila knowledge about family planning, kay para dili magsigi og daghan kayo og anak, di ba, nga para at least dili sila magsig sa gobyerno for ayuda, kay kun mo na daghan kay anak maglisod og buhi nila tanan. Oh, naay ka ng mga ingana kind of kuan sa government ba. Simple raman jud siya unta, no. And then naalan jud mo monitor pud sila hang welfare from time to time. Usa lang naman siya tani na di sa balidi naman tani na. Kay para dili ingon nga kadali ra matawhay ilang kinabuhi kay atos lang gitabangan niya after pila ka bulan mabalik na pud sa silang original nga kuan kahimtang, diba? So ingana unta kung wala lang diri kanang corruption and all, or ayuda culture. Okay, naabot na to dog ingana, no, problem based learning raman unta. So that is all raman. This is where ko ka continue with problem based kay das asa akong PowerPoint actually ato. Pero sneak peek lang what problem based is and how it differs with inquiry based learning. So, do you have any questions or inputs that you would like to share? Samtang wala pa nag 2:30. I saw like 3 people nag-raise og hand. Okay. Nakasabot ra mo guys sa discussion nato this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Wala naman po may mga pangutana. So, lasa nato ni siya nga topic. Dili na ko introduce na lang di IC problem based kay 15 minutes na lang ang nabilin, no. So, instead, kabalik na lang. So, siguro right after the demonstration, mo insert ra pud ko. So, insert ra ko from time to time para maka-klase pod ta. And then hopefully makaabot pa ta sa May nga mahurot na jud mo tanan og discuss. So, wala lang ko ipabuhat sa inyo ha. Just work on the demonstration lang for those who will be having their demonstrations at 20. And was it 25 ang usa? 27 canceled kay pa Cebu ko ana na ko'y seminar sa waterfront. So, I won't be around ay ana, no? Actually, related na pod sa ato ang nga subject ang ako ang atenan. I will be attending EdTech EdTech convention. So, aside from like it's a seminar, naapod na yung mga stalls nga wherein they will demonstrate their products, mga AI, mga technology, mga ano, masyag ka ng actual convention jud siya. Okay, we will have the attendance lang siguro. Okay, basin ma-cut short. If I discuss more, basin ma-cut short tata. So today is March 6. By the way, again, I won't be meeting next week. Just wait for your grades na lang. And then if need ko help since I'm na-approve na ako ang DJI, no? So, if you have like mga kaila or kanang gapuyo mo sa Negros Oriental and na may mga kailang nga ga-work sa hotel or resort nga dito sa Negros Oriental or tourism officer jud no. So maybe this week mohatag ko og link sa ako ang questionnaire. So ang ako ang dissertation is digital transformation of the hospitality industry in Negros Occidental and its influence sa organizational culture and service quality. Why am I asking Negros Oriental? Since mga ko ang test of reliability. So for those who are aware of research, no, when you do test of reliability manggod, dili man siya pwede nga sa ako ang pool of respondents. So if mag-pilot testing ko to see if na ay consistency ang responses sa ako ang questionnaire, it must be coming from a different province. So since the scope of my study is the entire Negros Occidental, dili ko pwede makuha og participants for my test of reliability sa ako ang questionnaire. So I'll be getting them from Negros Oriental. So if you are living in Negros Oriental na may mga kaila nga kanang ga-work sa hotel or kanang resort which is DOT accredited or kanang tourism officer kanang may mga nakaila, please inform me kay moatag ko og kanang Google form link sa ako ang questionnaire, and then ipa-answer na ako nila. I need only 30 participants for my test of reliability. In contrast to my actual questionnaire, kung mag-conduct po ko og study, kuan na siya, 900 respondents ang ako ang kwaon. So reliability raman ko ron, pilot testing pa man to see if kanang walay errors ako ang questionnaire. So sa Negros Oriental 30 ra ako ang kwaon. So basta nang may mga kaila, I will really appreciate it, no, kaya kung mga nailhan ra is diri ra sa Occidental. Okay, so that would be all ra.